All right, picture this. It's 3 p.m. on a Friday. Your growth team suddenly notices a completely terrifying trend. Your platform's conversion rate is tanking. They shoot an urgent Slack message over to the product manager saying, "We need to see today's metrics now." But there's a massive problem. The product manager is just staring blankly at a dashboard flashing this bright red warning that says, "Last updated 6 hours ago." Why? Because your data engineer politely reminds everyone that the company still relies on batch processing. That means the data warehouse isn't going to run its ETL jobs until overnight. For a modern digital business, this isn't just a minor inconvenience. It is an absolute crisis.
And honestly, this is the cost of that exact crisis, $50,000. Because of that agonizing 6-hour lag time, your team missed the real-time trend completely. By the time that dashboard actually updates the following morning, the opportunity is totally gone. The bad code has just been sitting there lingering, or the flash sale has ended, and it just cost your business exactly 50 grand in a single afternoon. When you're making decisions by the minute, batch processing just doesn't cut it anymore. So, architecting a real-time analytics platform. In this explainer, our mission is to solve this exact problem. We're going to break down exactly how to transform a slow, clunky batch pipeline into a blazing fast, real-time analytics engine. We're talking about an architecture that can literally ingest and query billions of events in mere milliseconds. No more waiting overnight for insights. We are building for pure speed.
Okay, let's dive right into this by looking at our case study. Meet Stream Connect. Think of them as this fictional, super successful platform where Shopify basically meets TikTok. They're sitting at a very cool $30 million in annual recurring revenue. On Stream Connect, users watch live shopping streams and they buy products in real time. Because of this totally live business model, their engineering team has been given a strict mandate: build an analytics platform with sub-second latency. Because right now, that 6-hour batch lag is absolutely crushing them. To really wrap our heads around the scale of what we need to build here, just look at this number. Stream Connect has 5 million daily active users constantly interacting with the app. They're viewing products, tossing things in carts, sharing links, leaving comments, you name it. And those users are hyperactive. All that volume generates a staggering 200,000 distinct events every single second. 200,000. Every second, that many events need to be captured, tracked, and understood immediately, which adds up to 17 billion daily events. 17 billion. And right now, their legacy system is forcing them to wait 6 hours to process this absolute mountain of data. When you've got 17 billion interactions happening every single day, a 6-hour delay basically means you're flying completely blind during your most critical revenue windows. So how on earth do we fix it?
Section 1. The 7-layer architecture, beating the batch crisis.
Well, we fix it by moving to a brand new comprehensive architecture. And while all 7 layers are important, from the event sources all the way to the final analytics UI, the true magic is really happening right in the middle. Specifically, it's all about the real-time aggregations and a hybrid storage approach. Let's look at how the data actually flows. First up, we've got to catch those 200,000 events continuously flowing in every second. We do this by dropping them into Kafka. Think of Kafka as our massive, highly resilient buffer. It can actually hold on to events for up to 7 days if any of our downstream systems start lacking. But here is the real secret sauce. Instead of just storing those events raw and waiting around for a nightly batch job, we use Kafka Streams to continuously pre-compute the math. We chop the data up into 1-minute, 5-minute, and 1-hour windows right as the events arrive. And to make this work at literal lightning speed, Kafka Streams uses an embedded database called RocksDB. So the second a purchase happens, the local state updates instantly. The math is already completely done before a user even opens their dashboard.
Section 2. Speed and hybrid storage, balancing cost and performance.
Now, here's the catch with all this crazy speed. Once you pre-compute all these metrics, where do you actually put them? You might be sitting there thinking, well, just store everything in memory so it stays incredibly fast. Okay, sure. But storing terabytes of historical data in memory will absolutely bankrupt your company. We have to balance speed with cost, and we do this by splitting our storage into 2 distinct layers. First up, the hot layer. This is powered by an in-memory Redis cluster. It stores just the last 48 hours of pre-computed aggregations. Yes, it's expensive, but it delivers lightning-fast query results in under 100 milliseconds. It is absolutely perfect for those "what is happening right this second" questions. Then we have the cold layer, which is powered by a columnar database called ClickHouse. This stores up to 2 entire years of historical aggregations. It is incredibly cheap to run, and honestly, it still returns answers in under 500 milliseconds.
Now, what's really interesting here is how the user actually interacts with these two different databases. Spoiler alert, they don't. The user just asks a question, and our query routing engine does all the heavy lifting completely seamlessly. In step 1, the engine intercepts the user's query and checks the time range. In step 2, if they're asking about something within the last 48 hours, it silently routes that query right over to the Redis hot layer for a millisecond response. In step 3, if they're asking for year-to-date data, it routes over to the ClickHouse cold layer. And what if a query crosses both? No problem. The engine queries both of them in parallel and stitches the results together instantly. The user just gets a lightning-fast answer and has literally no idea they just pinged two totally different databases. Section 3. Metrics and Common Pitfalls. Setting the Guardrails.
Look, you can build the absolute fastest engine in the world, but if you let people run wild with it, it's going to crash. Stream Connect manages this by strictly defining exactly 500 core KPIs via their platform's UI. This prevents absolute chaos from bringing down the whole system. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why those guardrails are so necessary. Building real-time systems is entirely about trade-offs, guys. Stream Connect chose Kafka Streams over Spark for lower latency, even though it meant sacrificing some complex transformation abilities. They chose dual storage, which sacrifices a bit of operational simplicity but gives them massive cost savings. And most importantly, they chose pre-aggregated data and 500 predefined KPIs instead of just letting users run arbitrary queries on raw data. Basically, they sacrificed ultimate, limitless flexibility for unbelievable, unbeatable speed and consistency.
But hey, even with all those smart choices, there are still some major engineering gotchas you've got to watch out for. First, dimension cardinality explosion. What does that mean? Well, if you try to group your data by too many unique user trades all at once, your system is literally going to choke. You also have to carefully manage that 48-hour cutoff we talked about. Otherwise, you risk bloating the hot layer memory and going totally bankrupt paying for RAM. You've also got to avoid uncoordinated ad hoc metrics that cause conflicting definitions of things like conversion rate across different teams. And perhaps the biggest mathematical sin of all, never, ever sample your data before aggregation. It completely ruins the mathematical accuracy of your percentiles and counts. Always aggregate everything first and then sample if you really need to. Section 4. Real-time decision simulation, saving the live event. So the absolutely crucial question here is, does all this architectural heavy lifting actually pay off in the real world? Let's imagine Stream Connect is hosting a highly anticipated live luxury watch shopping event. The stakes are incredibly high. Let's look at the timeline. At 2 p.m., the event launches. Viewers start trickling in. Just 5 minutes later, at 2:05 p.m., bam, the real-time aggregations pop onto the dashboard. The product manager instantly spots a massive red flag. Overall conversion is okay, but mobile conversion is a dismal 0.8%. By 2:07 p.m., they drill down into the metrics and find the exact culprit. The dashboard shows mobile checkout time is taking 45 painful seconds. Engineering is alerted immediately. They realize a recent code change actually removed lazy loading, completely freezing the mobile checkout experience. So they revert the code. By 2:12 p.m., the fix is live, and the dashboard instantly shows the mobile conversion recovering right back up to 2.1%. Start to finish, a catastrophic product bug was detected, diagnosed, and completely resolved in exactly 7 minutes.
Remember that old 6-hour batch pipeline from the beginning? If they were still relying on that, this entire live event would have been over before they even saw the very first warning sign. Fixing this bug in just 7 minutes, powered entirely by their new real-time analytics engine, directly saved Stream Connect an estimated $65,000 in projected revenue for that single event. That is the true power of real-time visibility. So, what should we really take away from all this? To wrap things up, let's just quickly recap the pillars that make these massive, revenue-saving business decisions possible. Number 1, you need Kafka Streams to pre-compute your math continuously. Number 2, you need a hybrid storage approach using Redis and ClickHouse to balance that lightning speed with reasonable server costs. 3, you absolutely need a smart query engine to route those requests seamlessly to the right database. And finally, you must use strict, predefined KPIs to keep the whole system running incredibly fast and stable.
By putting all these layers together, you've officially conquered the batch crisis. But as we look ahead to the future of platform architecture, fixing analytics latency is honestly just the first hurdle. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Your analytics might finally be real-time, but is your database ready for AI? Because in our next explainer, we're diving deep into the wildly fascinating world of vector databases, embeddings, and semantic search. Until then, keep building.